Hey guys, how are you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Alright, let's just go ahead and get into it. Spinning. What have I been spinning? I finished spinning that pound of Lincoln, and I shall show it to you now. It was a very, very easy spin, and this is what a pound of Lincoln on the bobbins is like. So, yeah, very happy with the yardage I got from this. I don't know if I want to do a 2-ply. I mean, because it's a kind of, it's not a next to skin wool. It's a little scratchy, but it could be fine for sock. For those who aren't spoiled by super soft sock yarn, it could be a sock yarn or some mittens to over what do they call it? When you make something to wear it over the top of something else. Like a pair of fingerless gloves that you pull on over your gloves because you don't like your hands being cold, or just give you some more added protection between your to go below your coat cuff so that you don't have a gap. So it could be fine for something like that. But it was a pound, and yeah, it turned out really nice as far as the width, the diameter of the yarn and everything. The other thing that I'm spinning is this is the latest bobbin that I've done of the BFL I got from Maryland Sheep and Wool. So this is not bobbin, spindle. Why do I keep calling my spindles bobbins when I'm talking about the comp? And I think this is number. My desk is a mess again. Like every time I clean it off, it gets messy. I don't know where I put these other spindles at. That was, oh, here they go. So this is spindle number 4. That's spindle number 4. So I have enough roving to fill up one more spindle. And the spindle that I'm going to spin it on, what do I do with it? Oh, here it is this one. This is another 3G Woodworks spindle. So I'll be spinning on this one. And so I'm going to go ahead and put it in my bag so I won't forget it. So what I'm spinning now is some of the buttered popcorn that I dyed. There you go. It's not so orangey. It's more of a dark yellows and light yellows like buttered popcorn. So that's what I'm spinning now. This is Falkland. It's a very nice Falkland too. Nice and squishy Falkland. So I'm spinning that. And then I will start, and basically I'm doing like this and that odds and ends, stuff that I wouldn't sell because it was a little more felty than I liked it. So I spin it myself instead of, I don't, if I wouldn't want to buy it, I'm not going to sell it. That's how I am. That's who I am. So I'll spin it myself and I can use it for projects and stuff. All right. So that's it for spinning. Crochet. I finished crocheting my top. No, I'm not gonna put it on because it's 80-some degrees in this house, and I don't want to be hot. But there you go, my top. And I used the bush stitch, and it's just 4 squares: a square for the front, a square for the back, a square for each sleeve. You just keep track of your rows. That's all you gotta do. So it turned out really nice. The one thing that I forgot to do was I forgot to increase on the area for the boobage. So it's a little tight across the boobage. I don't like my clothes tight across the boobage, but apparently my husband likes the way it looked. So I'm thinking about picking up stitches on the bottom and add a border in a darker green color just to make it a little longer because I didn't take into account these protrudences from my chest. So the next one I do, I'm going to use Josana Lopez's tutorial for the box stitch, in which I'm doing a crochet baby blanket right now, and I'll show that to you guys when I get to my whips. But yeah, so it turned out really nice. I guess I should do a couple more just with this stitch and sew it together just so that I can work on, you know, increasing for the bust size and stuff like that, because that'll come in handy. Yeah. There is no pattern for this. There is no pattern. Like I said, it's just squares. Just squares. If you can crochet a square, you're good to go. Crochet 2 big squares, 2 little squares, seam them up, and you're good to go. And the way I seamed it, I did a half double crochet all along the to seam it up. And so this is where the seam area is at. It's hard to see, but yeah, you can see it now. That's like if I pull it apart. So that's a seam. So I'm very happy. This is the first time I've made an adult sized crocheted sweater. I made plenty of little baby jackets and baby dresses and baby this and baby that, but I've never did an adult one. And I've been, like, you know, I've been finished with the pieces for a long time. I just needed to put it together. So yeah. So that's done. That's that. And everybody keeps telling me this color is okay with my skin, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it today. Alright, crochet. What am I working on? Alright. I'm working on using the pattern that the tutorial that Yosanda Soto Lopez, and I'll put a link to the tutorial in her channel in the description. So if you're interested, this is very easy, very fast. I'm making a baby blanket for a co-worker, and yeah, super easy pattern. It's very easy. I was like, yeah. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to buy another skein of yarn. I'm using Caron Simply Soft yarn. I need to keep that when I do. And it's in the what color is this? Oh, why do you gotta make things sky blue? Ciel bleu, azul cielo. So, and it's 16 ounces or a pounder. And it's approximately 812 yards, approximately. So yeah. So I'm really liking this. I want to do another top, over top, for winter, so that when I go on my walks, I can just get like some thin turtlenecks and just toss a top over it, a crochet top on over it. And I'm thinking of trying to do one using the white yarn and pineapple stitch as well. So that's something I'm thinking about doing. Things I've made that you guys didn't get to see the finished product. I made 2 more bottle cozies, and I used this red no, I love this yarn, and I think it's called Mixed Berries or something like that. Let me see. Yeah, no, it's just called Berries. So I use this. Crochet, do not crochet it. The repeats are too short. If you're going to use it, knit it. Now, if you're somebody that likes that crochet variegated yarn look, then you might want to get a dark purple or a light color, something to alternate your row. Like every 2 rows, alternate, stripe it. Every 2 rows, stripe it, and that way it won't be so overwhelming. I mean, it's excuse me, but knit up. This is absolutely gorgeous knit up. So I'm going to be knitting some fingerless gloves for myself, because I work at the front desk, and so everyone's coming in and out the door, and even though there's 2 doors there, I've been told you will be sitting there with a coat on most of the day. So because you're at the front desk, and so I don't want to be cold, so I will be making me several pairs of fingerless gloves. I'll knit some and crochet some, and I probably need to make some cows as well. So that's works in progress, finished projects, and future planned projects. That pineapple stitch top. Now, knitting, other than the bottle cozy, oh, excuse me, I haven't started on any new knitting. I mean, yeah, I think I showed you Marissa's. It's knit and crochet, but it just needs to be blocked. And I'm gonna see if my friend Liz will block it for me. But I'm really, really liking the way this turned out. And then by putting on that crochet border, I'm really thinking about doing some more of these with not with freaking with yarn now, with a thicker yarn. It turned out really. Can I say really again? Really, really nice. So yeah. So that's it for knitting. That's it for crochet. That's it for spinning. Works in progress. The garden is almost gone. We did get the piece for the lawnmower. We just haven't had a chance to go out there and do anything yet. We both work full time, and there's just some days you just come home and it's like, I'm tired. I just want to rest, and all of y'all can understand that. So, you know, mental health is just as important as physical health. And I have like a little list of top things just to talk about. Art wise, if you follow Yasmin Yoxbury, and I'll put a link to her in the description block as well, then I've been doing live hangouts with her lately, and this is the last thing that I did. She was drawing this fat dragon, so I drew a try to draw a dragon's eye. So yeah, so that's what I did. I've also done some Zentangles at work, but I forgot to bring it home. That's pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much it for art. Let's see. All right, life. It's doing okay. I am drinking a vegetable fruit smoothie for breakfast and lunch, and then I'm eating a regular meal for my dinner. It's going well. It seems to have kickstarted my metabolism again. So it's been 4 days now. Well, we've been 5 because I started like Sunday. So it's been 5 days now, and I'm enjoying the results. The first couple of days, it was like more of a mental thing, I think, because you're not chewing a lot. You're just sipping on this beverage all day. And because mine was a little chunky, I got to get a new blender. So it was like I was chewing small bits of the kale and stuff because it was like getting on my teeth, and I hate that. And so I was like, and chewing it. And so that helped with some of the hunger thing where your mind doesn't realize it has the calories because you haven't been chewing. So I the subsequent days it got better. So today I didn't get hungry at all, or want anything. I wasn't starving like I was the first few days after I did the breakfast shake and the lunch shake. So yeah, so I'm doing a lot better with that. I gotta start testing my sugar in the morning with the shakes just to make sure that my sugar isn't dropping too much. So before the shake, I need to check it, and then after the shake, an hour after the shake, I need to check it. And same thing with lunch. Before lunch, I need to check it, and then an hour after lunch, I need to check it just to make sure I'm not spiking, because that'll put me in a bad place. So I need to make sure my sugar levels are nice and constant. Walking, I haven't gotten in the home walking like I normally do this week, because a couple of days like it was gonna pour down. It poured down at work, but then when we got home, it was all cloud and overcast, and you sitting there like as soon as you step out the door, it's just gonna like. So we didn't go out. I didn't go outside, and then last night we went and cleaned the office, and it was too late. So I don't walk around my neighborhood when it's dark, and we ain't got that kind of neighborhood. No, thank you. And so it's supposed to be raining tonight, and it's all like, it looks like the bottom might drop out any minute. So I'm cooking instead. We're having neck bones with white potatoes and string beans tonight, y'all. So yeah. And tomorrow is Friday, but I have been doing my walks at work. So I've done a mile a day at work. So even though I didn't get my bonus in during the week, I still do my mile a day at work. So I think that's good. I haven't gained any weight, so that's good. Let me see. So life. The kids go back to school September the 3rd. My electric bill and water bill should go down because they won't be home. What else? That's pretty much it. For as life things going on, I'm probably gonna have to start looking for some more clothes soon, because one thing walking will do, it will help you tone. You might not lose that much weight, but you will start to tone, and you will definitely see a change in your clothing sizes and stuff. So I might have to get another couple pair of pants, because some of my pants are getting baggier than I would prefer. And I like my clothes baggy, but these are getting baggier than even I would prefer. So that's life. Okay, new channels that I'm addicted to. 50 ducks in a hot tub. I would definitely post a link to you. It's about a free-range duck farmer in Canada. I love his show. Just love it. It's not for the squeamish. It's not for the pedophile people. It is definitely not for the squeamish, because it's like real life. It reminds me, of like raising chickens for fall, for harvesting growing up. So, we didn't have ducks. Ducks are very noisy. I couldn't be a duck farmer because they are very noisy, constantly quacking. I'm like, you have to be partially deaf. I'll be walking around with those things in my ears all day long. So yes, I'll put a link to that in the channel. Podcast, and let us go over to iTunes, and I will tell you which podcast that I'm watching. But the ones I watch on YouTube is Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn. The Fat Squirrel Speaks, but she's on iTunes too. The Knit Girls, Pin Hook and Needles, Turbo Ken, the Turbo Knitter, and Two Moms and Some Yarn. I think that's how they say it. Sharon V and her squad. Let me find it for you real quick. Moms with Yarn, that's what it's called. Moms with Yarn. Shespins podcast, I watched that one on YouTube. The Knit Two Together podcast is on YouTube. Crochet's on YouTube. I haven't seen a Knittables podcast in a while. I need to check my list on iTunes. Smells Like Yarn, the Smell Good guy. I watch his on YouTube. Some of the ones on iTunes, Dramatic Knits and Wolf Farms, Stitch by Stitch. And then the other ones I watch on iTunes, not iTunes, but on YouTube is Thank God It's Finished. And yeah. And it's called, Me and My Dog and Some Yarn. And I like her. She does lots of vintage patterns. She hunts for vintage patterns, vintage crochet, vintage knitting items. So yeah, hers is very interesting to watch because you see some really interesting things. Okay, so that's channels and podcasts, and that's pretty much it for me for today. I hope you guys, comment, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope I have some good news for you. Next issue, I'll be going over to the 757 Creative Spaces to speak to someone again this weekend. So trying to get some space in there so that I can start dying again. If not, you'll just see me dyeing up everything I got in my stash. Spending everything I got in my stash and go from there. It's just ridiculous, because that's why things like hand spinning and hand dyeing, that's why fiber arts like that are going by the wayside, because there are ridiculous laws in place. They don't protect anyone other than big business. There are no fiber mills in my city. There are no what's the word? Commercial dye industry in this community. You look at, I just don't get it. I just don't understand why it has to be someone trying to do the right thing and you got to get, you know, squashed down like that. And this is a historical state with a lot of historical areas and stuff, so you would think they will have some type of concessions for people who are trying to keep historical techniques and stuff alive. Yes, we're using some modern things because they simply don't have the other stuff no more. I don't have room to have a dyer's garden in my yard to do everything with natural grown dyes, and a lot of those dyes aren't light fast. So, you know, not too many people are going to want to buy a dye that they are going to have to figure out how to dye it again in a couple of years because it's faded away because of exposure to the sun or just from washings and stuff, but the item is still a good item. So yeah, so wish me luck on that. If you have any ideas or advice, feel free to give me some. And on that note, I'm gonna go check my pot and see how my neck bones are coming along. Y'all take care.